والهجرة الانتقال من بلد الشرك إلى بلد الإسلام. والهجرة فريضة على هذه الأمة من بلد الشرك إلى بلد الإسلام، وهي باقية إلى أن تقوم الساعة. والدليل قوله تعالى: إن الذين توفاهم الملائكة ظالمي أنفسهم قالوا فيم كنتم قالوا كنا مستضعفين في الأرض قالوا ألم تكن أرض الله واسعة فتهاجروا فيها فأولئك مأواهم جهنم وساءت مصيرا. إلا المستضعفين من الرجال والنساء والولدان لا يستطيعون حيلة ولا يهتدون سبيلا، فأولئك عسى الله أن يعفو عنهم وكان الله عفوا غفورا.
Assalamu alaikum. Look at this. We came out in the rain, and look, I'm riding through the ocean. Ya Allah. Never ever been in this situation before. Always see it on the news. In America, you just know you get warnings on what areas flood and where not to go. And yeah, this is something else. Something else. People just going about their day, riding through the water, and I'm terrified because it's block after block, street after street. Of course, it wasn't my idea, but I'm out here driving. All right, that's what happens when it rains. So stay in the house. Look at this. Look. You got some people walking through the water and you got those walking on the wall on the partition. They like, no, I got sneakers on, I got dress pants on, I'm not messing up my stuff. But I saw people walking with flip-flops on straight through the water. And this is a year, just imagine, this is a year, it doesn't rain often here. This is a year and a half worth of dirt washed into the street. And we're in an industrial area trying to get through to the city. Absolutely no. I couldn't. I would die. And that's I would be scrubbing for weeks. La ilaha illallah. Okay, y'all, so I'm back in Ajman. And how I wound up in the flood was because we had to drop some important documents off to an agent, and we didn't make it because we had to go from Ajman to, he was somewhere far in Sharjah, and Google took me. I've never been there before, so I use Google. Google took me all through the back streets, and where you saw me was in the the industrial area of Sharjah, which was like the ocean. As you can see, it was crazy. It felt like if I heard waves. I saw waves, and I heard waves as if we were in the ocean. Felt like my car was a boat. Okay, now the ironic thing is this: we didn't understand or know or expect that it was going to be flooding. It had actually rained a few hours before I left the house. It had rained last night as well. So my neighborhood, Ajman, is not flooded. Only little pockets of sand you see, floods of water. So I was 100% not expecting that as soon as we hit Sharjah, we would be driving through the ocean. I was afraid. Well, not afraid. I was a little unnerved because in the United States, cars stop. The fan floods, and you always see cars just in the road. Actually, we tell each other, nope, don't risk it, don't try it. Park your car. Don't try to go through the floody waters. Just leave your car, right? Some people try it, and the car cuts off mid drive through the flood. We rode through entire neighborhoods, nothing but flooding, and I kept looking down in the car to see if the water was coming inside of the car. That's how high it was. I was like, are you serious? This cannot be real. But I started to feel a little safe when I saw little small cars trucking through the water, just pushing the water around. I'm like, okay, I don't know how they manufacture their cars here. And these cars are not stopping. No cars parked on the road, with the flashers on, hazards flashing, saying that it's broken down. So, okay, this is different. I can only relate floods and cars and driving through it to America. But yeah, the ironic thing is that Ajman's not flooded. So we didn't know. I had no idea that was even going to hit us. But lesson learned. And whenever it rains, never ride through any neighborhoods pretty much in Sharjah, unless it's maybe near the Corniche or something like that. That's okay. But I don't know why Ajman is not flooded like that. You would think that these neighborhoods would be flooded, but it's not. It's amazing. I just couldn't believe it. Street lights were out. It was just horrific to me. And of course, as Westerners, we're germaphobes. So I'm thinking how it doesn't rain that often here. And all of the dirt, scum, and crud that comes through the streets, especially in the industrial area, now is all washed up with the water, and people are walking through it with no problem. I'm like, oh no, I don't know. I already know I would lose my mind. I'll lose my mind. So many thoughts will be going through my head about what is getting on me. Am I going to get hepatitis? Oh, this is just disgusting. I would probably have nightmares. I would have nightmares. I know I would. So that's why I was just saying. I was saying la ilaha illallah through the whole thing. Had my girls were in the back saying the same. I was la ilaha illallah, Allah Akbar, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, through all of those streets. I'm like, this is just, oh no. But the more I started looking at the Muslims just riding through, I'm like, okay, this is normal. So the stuff we see on the news is interesting. You see Asia, in India when they have floods, or in certain other Asian countries when they have floods, people get on canoes, they walk through, it's no problem. Sometimes you see kids playing. I'm like, it's not something I'm used to, but it's interesting. It was interesting. The girls were like, yeah, it was a little terrifying at first, but this is actually interesting. This is quite enjoyable. I'm like, okay, well, speak for yourself. Definitely was an adventure. And we got fooled by Ajman, thinking, oh, okay, all right, rain, alhamdulillah. There's no drains in the roads. That's because it doesn't rain that often, for anyone who wants to know. But why don't they have drains? Because it doesn't rain here. It rains maybe once or twice a year. But when it rains, it pours, as we say in the West. When it rains, it pours. So, same thing in Saudi, subhanAllah. I mean, they used to make big ditches. They have big ditches in Riyadh. Oh, and another thing too. We had, let me finish my statement. They made big ditches in Riyadh to collect the water that would come down so the streets wouldn't be too flooded. but the next day it would be gone. Like the water would be gone.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
So we were riding, of course. Look at this. See? Whole blocks just filled. I was trying to find the most shallow part of the street that didn't have as much water, but you couldn't see the street. You couldn't see the street. This is nothing. I'm thinking like, oh, okay, this is manageable. No, do not judge by edge, man. Do not. But yeah, I had the windows rolled up the entire time because anyone who rolled past you was going to splash you. I can't imagine. Ill. The splash is getting in my face. I'm like, keep all of the windows up. I'm going to turn on the air conditioner even though it's chilly, because this is not going to work. You cannot put the windows down. Everyone's going to splash. There's buses going through, cars, trucks going through, just splashing us. Ugh, that was something. That was an experience. But I know next time, whenever it rains, do not come outside. Don't come outside in the car. Just don't. Just remain where you are for a couple of days, unless you absolutely have to come out. And then that's it. You know, go about your business. The rain should be cleared up. Sometimes there will be some remaining puddles, but usually they aren't too bad. They're like in between apartment buildings and ditches and things like that don't really bother you. They don't affect you at all. So yeah, I just wanted to give you an update on what happened. How did I find myself in that situation? It really was all of a sudden. When I started to film, I said, you know what? Oh no, I have to film this. This is crazy. That's the craziest thing. One of the craziest things that I'm not gonna say the craziest. Yeah, I got some crazy stories, but one of the craziest things that I've experienced overseas. So I'll put that in the book of records of crazy experiences. So you see, like this is a ditch in between two apartment buildings. You'll usually see a puddle that'll remain there for a while. Some mosquitoes will probably breed in that area. But yeah. Ugh. Oh, and I went to go eat. I said, no, I have to take me to go eat, please, so I can work off some of this anxiety taking me through the swamp. And alhamdulillah, it worked. I forgot all about the flood once we actually got in the restaurant. I forgot all about it. And then once I got back to Ajman, I remembered again, and I said, okay, this is how we got fooled. This is how. Now it's all coming together. Alright, so now you guys know, after if it rains in the UAE, don't go out. Don't try to drive around. You don't have to. Stay where you are. Stay where you are. Alright, I'm signing off. Thanks for listening and coming along with me. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, Hijrah mandates sacrifice. Ma'as salama.